As long as Gautier is out there, in the world, people are in danger. People will die.
Hey everyone, this is Maggie, and today we're gonna break down and explain the Serpent ending. Since we'll be talking about the Season 1 in depth, beware of big spoilers flying your way. It was clear in the penultimate chapter where this story was leading, but it's still fascinating watching it all unfold. The final episode begins on June 28, 1976 in India. Charles is on a road trip with Marie-Andrée. Later on, Marie-Andrée is wondering how many friends they have to make in India. Nothing has changed. There's still robbery, drugging, and murder.
C'est cet endroit. Mais rappelle-toi qu'on n'a plus à Jay pour nous trouver des passeports à d'échecs. Donc si tu veux quitter l'Inde au plus vite, on a besoin de...
Meanwhile, Herman's investigation has led to a global effort. Everything has led to this moment. Herman is getting impatient with how different authorities are handling information. He demands that they catch him. An Interpol investigator tells him to step down from the case and hand over records. Marie-Andrée is still complicit in Charles' actions. Under pressure, she rings her mother in Canada. She's worried that she's all over the newspapers. While she's sobbing on the phone, one of their new allies named Jean steals her bag and walks off. When she returns to their new place, Marie-Andrée tells Charles that Jean has stolen her bag. Charles is desperate for money and takes off her engagement ring to sell it. He calls Marie-Andrée his worst mistake and a cripple. They have recruited drug addicts and desperate people. It's a dire situation compared to Bangkok. Marie-Andrée mocks Charles and calls his life a joke and a mother's boy who lives in a drugs den. He grabs her by the throat and she tells him that if she had his baby now, she'd smash his brains in front of him. Charles beats her up. Meanwhile, Jean is ringing the police and reporting the couple. And at what cost? With the investigation coming to a natural end, Nadine and Remy tell Herman that they will miss him. Angela wants to spend time with Herman after a long investigation and leaves the city. Herman wants to stay around in case he's needed. Angela is disappointed that he's no longer needed, but still wants to stay. She tells him she's going to visit her parents in Germany. It feels like the end for them.
Right?
The true cost of Herman's obsession to catch the killer. Herman spends time in a nightclub with Paul Simons. He's told that his wife is beautiful and that he shouldn't be in this club. This investigation took over his life. It became a lifestyle to catch the killer. Jean learns that he has found some high-profile wanted criminals, and an investigator shows him international arrest warrants. He wants assurance that if he helps out, that the authorities will help him home. In the middle of the night, the police turn up, but Charles is out and loads of people are throwing up in a restaurant. As the police are called, he steals a bag. Marie-Andrée stays in the apartment, accepting that her fate is coming. She's done. The investigators ask where Charles is. In the restaurant, Charles is arrested. He's finally caught. The next day, Herman learns that Charles has been caught. Despite the success, the ambassador gives him zero praise. 1 year later, Delhi. Charles is charged for poisoning over 30 people at a restaurant. Charles asks the Interpol investigator if he's going to be extradited because in India he's loved. The investigator tells Charles that as soon as his sentence is served in India, he will serve charges in Thailand. The same investigator updates Herman and gives him a copy of Marie-Andrée's transcript and the rest of the evidence to keep. Herman reads it and Marie-Andrée gives the entire story of her life with Charles. 7 years later in prison, Marie-Andrée is in intense pain. Charles tells her that she betrayed him. They end up in the same prison cell for one last conversation. Marie-Andrée tells Charles that she's going to go home to die after an agreement with authorities. She's disgusted that he's still pitiless. She reveals that she has cancer in the womb where she wanted the child once, and that her faith has told her to forgive everything that happened, including herself and him. She hasn't forgiven yet, but she's trying. She wonders if Charles has any guilt for what he did, and notices how powerful his vanity is to defeat anything. These were powerful words.
Do you even question what you did? What we did?
She recapped Charles in a nutshell. In Athens, Greece, Herman received a tape in the mail from Angela. They are separated now. It's the interview with Charles. When asked if he's committed murder, Charles says, "The courts have decided no." He's smug that he cannot face trial anywhere in the world. After the interview, he kisses Juliet and they leave together. It looks like she still loved him after all. 6 years later, in Nepal, Charles smugly returns and asks for a photo to be taken so everyone knows he's back. The police arrest him, and he tells the police that it's a misunderstanding. Charles tells the inspector that he wasn't in Nepal in 1975, but the inspector remembers him and his companion Marie-Andrée. Meanwhile, in New Zealand, Angela gives Herman a call, tells him to open his email. He sees that Charles has been arrested in Nepal and wonders what he's doing. He believes Charles got himself caught on purpose due to his vanity, notoriety, and that he likes to escape. He's become a typical serial killer thirsting for attention. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notifications about our latest videos. Herman rings the police in Nepal and thinks that he can help. He tells them to stall Charles. Herman then looks over copies of old records. He checked out Marie-Andrée's transcript and faxes over a vital piece of information that describes her time in Nepal. The inspector asks Charles to be detained immediately due to Marie-Andrée's witness statement. Charles realized it was Herman who did this to him. In the end, we'll never know why Charles went to Nepal. Was it a true vanity trip, or did he know he'd be imprisoned? Only he knows. The Serpent episode 8 ends with Herman looking out at sea. The reasons behind Charles Sobraj's decision to return to Nepal in 2003 are still a matter of conjecture and known only to himself. In November 2004, he was sentenced by a Nepalese court to life imprisonment for the murder of Konijo Bronzic in December 1975. Charles lost 2 appeals against his conviction. In 2010, the United Nations Human Rights Committee expressed the view that he did not receive a fair trial. In 2014, a Nepalese court found Charles Sobraj guilty of the murder of Lauren Carrier, also in December 1975. He was sentenced to a further 20 years. He didn't challenge this conviction. In December 2020, he remained imprisoned in Kathmandu. Although the Thai police issued a warrant for his arrest in 1976, Charles Sobraj never returned to Thailand and has never been tried for any crimes there. In the absence of a guilty verdict, Sobraj is therefore presumed innocent. Marie-Andrée Leclerc died of cancer at home in Quebec, Canada in 1984. The Serpent episode 8 provides a complete ending that shows the true cost of the investigation of Charles Sobraj, and it goes into the mind of the killer. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please make sure to give the video a like and subscribe with that bell on to get notified as soon as one of our videos comes out.